Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I didn't mean to move much.
What are you doing?
I'm learning Korean language.
Are those shapes?
No, it's not. They're Korean consonants.
Who influenced you to learn that language?
I love watching K-dramas and oppas.
Oh my god, they're so handsome!
Yeah!
Do you even know their history of languages, their programs?
No.
No?
Hello everyone! Today we will talk about the origins of Korean language. Korean and the closely related Jeju language form the compact Koreanic language family. A relation to the Japonic languages is debated but currently not accepted by most linguists. Another theory is the Altaic theory, Mopak Datu, but it is either discredited or fringe. Homer Hulbert claimed the Korean language was Uraltaic in his book, The History of Korea, 1905. The classification of Korean as Altaic was introduced by Gustav Jan Ramsted, 1928. But even within the debunked Altaic hypothesis, the position of Korean relative to Japonic is unclear. A possible Korean-Japonic grouping within Altaic has been discussed by Samuel Martin, Roy Andrew Miller, and Sergei Starostin. Others, notably Vovin, interpret the affinities between the Korean and the Japanese as an effect caused by geographic proximity. So that is the origin of Korean language. Hope you understand and get information about it. Thank you!
Hi everyone, this is Katrin Joyce Ursula from BSED English 2, and I am going to discuss to you on the history of Korean language tracing back from the three periods of dynasty of the Koreans. Early examples of complex speech level system in the Korean language can be traced back in the start of the Silla dynasty, which was started in the 57 BC during the Three Kingdom period of Korea. The first example of this system appeared in the Hynga poems. These poems were written in the Edo system of abbreviated Chinese script. The earliest Korean documentation of speech levels was during the 15th century when King Sejong and his scholars created the Korean writing system. Koreans has always speaking Korean, but up until this time has been using Chinese characters for writing until the invention of Hangul in the 1443. It seems possible to track the origins of speech levels in the strict hereditary social class system of ancient Korea. The Silla dynasty was recognized for its hierarchical system known as the Bone Order. Similarly, the Goryeo dynasty also distinguish nobility from common people. In addition, the most recent Joseon dynasty has hereditary status system based on Confucian ideals. During this period, the divisions between the royalty, nobility, commoners, slaves, and the outcast were rigid and clear. From the soil emerged speech levels, which express not only formality of the situations, but also levels of differences towards listeners and the subject.
Now, let us talk about the language education policies in South Korea. In South Korea, the context of language politics has been shaped by two factors: the national unity and economic development. The shared sense of national unity developed in the course of nationalist movements directed against the Japanese colonial rule in 1910 to 1945. During the last 5 years of the occupation, Japanese was imposed as an official language and Koreans were forbidden to use their native language and even had to change their names into Japanese names. As a result of such a dark period, maintaining Korean language and culture has become the core part of Koreans' sense of identity, and language policy has also been strongly impacted by such a sentiment.
English has been a major foreign language since 1945, but few educated elites speak it fluently. In 1995, the Korean government launched a campaign to foster globalization, targeting foreign language education reform in 1997. However, this policy failed to increase fluency and proficiency. Critics argue that English contributes to economic polarization and perpetuates inequality. While further investigation is needed to understand the impact of English on the Korean context.
Hi, I'm Jiran Dantik, and let's talk about the language education policies in South Korea. Now, because of the linguistic and ethnic homogeneity of Korean society, the language curriculum focus on reinforcing nationalism was not called into questions until recently. Since around 2000s, however, developing a curriculum for Korean as a second language has been an urgent agenda as the number of immigrant workers has increased rapidly, and some of them settled permanently. Also, more number of people desire to learn Korean as a foreign language to the rapid spread Korean pop culture or Hallyu. Researchers and educators are now actively developing policy and curricula for Korean language that embrace multicultural perspectives while encouraging the understanding and spreading of Korean culture. That's it.
Good day, everyone. My name is Uchini Faith Viloria, and today we will be discussing about the differences between the Korean language and the Filipino language. This is particularly in South Korean only. Between these two languages, they have different grammar, different origin, and different vocabulary. Let's start with the origin of the Korean language. As per record, the Korean language is very isolate, meaning it has no known language relationship with any other languages all around the world. And in terms of grammar, in a Korean sentence, when you try to translate it in an English sentence, their sentence would turn out to be inverted when you try to follow the subject-verb agreement in English sentence. Now we go to the vocabulary. In vocabulary, their sentence their words are full of suffixes which are called agglutinative, which means they add suffixes to a root word. And now we go to the Filipino language. In Filipino language, we call it Austronesian because it is influenced by Spanish and English due to massive colonization in our country. And one interesting fact is that according to the study, they have conducted research between these two languages. In the conclusion made by the researchers, they've concluded that the Korean language and Filipino language is very far different. And they found out that Korean language is just open to learn English language because of globalization, just for globalization purposes. Well, in Filipino language, they are the same, but they found out that in that research, Filipinos are more capable and are fluent in speaking the language. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And I hope we differentiated the two languages clearly to you. Thank you for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening. Bye.